the right to seek to quash that subpoena, don't they?
Phone companies frequently do that.
Yeah. And a smart general counsel for that phone company is going to call the sitting United States senator and say, would you like to weigh in on this? Would you like me to quash the subpoena? We're talking about invading someone's privacy here by a sitting United States senator. Could the general counsel for the phone company do that?
Well, Senator, if they believe that a crime could have been committed, they could not tip off the person who committed the crime. Again, I can't comment on details of this particular case.
I'm just asking you theoretically.
I've never seen you commit a crime, Senator
But
Kennedy.
let's suppose, okay, they didn't want to tip off the sitting United States senator. But the phone company and the general counsel for the phone company, or companies, if there were more than one involved, could say, you know, this is serious as an aneurysm. This is serious as 4 heart attacks and a stroke. This is a sitting United States senator. So general counsel would likely advise the CEO, well, you need to file a motion to quash. The telephone companies could have contested those subpoenas, could they not?
Hypothetically, yes. I can't talk about the facts of this particular case.
We're talking hypothetical.
Senator, subpoenas are issued all the time through phone companies working with the general counsel.
But they can file a motion to quash.
They could, yes.
Yeah.
In any case.
And if they should have filed a motion to quash, and a reasonable person would have filed a motion to quash, because this is a sitting United States senator, and they didn't file a motion to quash, they would incur civil liability, wouldn't they?
Senator, typically phone companies follow a subpoena from a United States attorney.
No, they do, but they don't have to.
They could challenge it, Senator.
Yeah. And if they don't challenge it, they better have a damn good reason. Right? Right?
Senator, I can't talk about the facts of this particular
This is just
case.
a hypothetical.
In general, hypothetically, Senator, maybe they didn't recognize any of the names of the 8 sitting United States senators.
Hypothetically.
That was a joke.
Or maybe they should have gone to Amazon and buy some testicles online. Instead of just saying, sure, I'll just show you the phone records of a sitting United States senator on the basis of an administrative subpoena. Now, do you have copies of the subpoena applications for
Yes,
these
Senator,
8?
Senator, I can't discuss anything regarding this.
You can't
case
even
with
tell me
you.
if you have copies?
I can't discuss any of this.
All right,
with
when are
I'm
you
sorry.
going to, General, when are you going to be able to discuss it?
I can't discuss whether there is or is not a pending investigation,
I understand,
Senator. This
but
was
let's
just
assume
brought to light
if
by
there is a
Director
pending
Patel.
investigation, I don't want this to get swept under the rug, okay? Because I think you're going to get pushback from all quarters. I think the telecommunication companies are going to be all over you like a bad rash because they've got liability here for just turning over these records when they knew what was going on. I think some FBI agents may have some liability here. I think a special counsel might have some liability here. If I were your special counsel and you had appointed me and I wanted to get the records of a sitting United States senator, is that something you would expect me to tell you as Attorney General of the United States?
They better have.
Yeah.
And
Do we know in this instance of the 8 sitting United States senators if they told Attorney General Garland?
Senator, I just learned about this very recently, as did Director Patel, and we cannot discuss the details. I don't know many of the details.
Well, maybe we ought to get Attorney General Garland here. Do you know if the special counsel told FBI Director Wray? Is that something, let me put it another way. If I were your special counsel and you were the director of the FBI and I'm trying to get the phone records of a sitting United States senator, did I mention it was a sitting United States senator? Is that something that you would expect me to tell you as director of the FBI?
In general, I would believe the FBI would help execute the subpoenas.
Yeah.
To the businesses.
Okay, I want to switch to another subject in the 12 minutes that I have left, since everybody else got to go over. I've got to ask you about this, General. Secretary Howard Lutnick on October 1 gave an interview to the New York Post about Mr. Epstein. And he described Mr. Epstein as, quote, the greatest blackmailer ever, close quote. Have you reviewed that transcript of that interview?
I have not reviewed the transcript, but I saw the clip of it.
Okay. It appears that Secretary Lutnick was Mr. Epstein's next door neighbor. In fact, their townhomes shared a wall. And the reporter that was talking to Mr. Lutnick, she asked how other prominent men could have been associated with Epstein when Mr. Lutnick could immediately sense that he was a, quote, pervert. And then Secretary Lutnick said, or rather the reporter said, did they see it and ignore it? Do you remember that from the interview?
I do.
And Commerce Secretary Lutnick said, no, they participated. And then Commerce Secretary Lutnick goes on to say, quote, that's what his MO was. You know, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume, was a video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever, blackmailed people. That's how he had money, end quote. Is that true?
Senator, as our July memo said, we did not uncover evidence. This case has gone through 3 administrations, as well as former U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta.
I know that, Pam, but have you interviewed Secretary Lutnick?
No, Senator.
Do you plan to?
If he wants to talk to the FBI or the FBI wants to talk to him, that is more than on.
Don't you think you ought to talk to him after this interview?
Senator, if Howard Lutnick wants to speak to the FBI and if Director Patel wants to speak to Howard Lutnick, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe we ought to get Mr. Lutnick in here too, Mr. Chairman.
Hey guys, welcome back to my Shock Filer. Today we're diving into a fiery Senate Judiciary Committee exchange where Senator John Kennedy and Senator Blackburn go head-to-head with Attorney General Pam Bondi about the Jack Smith investigation. Let's break down what went down. And wow, it gets intense. He's grilling Pam Bondi hard about whether phone companies should have handed over the phone records of sitting U.S. senators. He keeps pushing, saying if the phone companies didn't fight those subpoenas, they could face civil liability. Basically, he's suggesting they may have messed up big time by giving away sensitive info about senators. Attorney General Pam Bondi, responder. She's calm, cautious, and keeps repeating, I can't discuss the details of this case. She only answers hypothetically, saying yes, phone companies could challenge subpoenas, but she can't confirm anything specific. At one point, she even jokes that maybe the companies didn't recognize the senators' names, lightening the mood a little. Blackburn keeps pushing for accountability, hinting that not just the phone companies, but maybe even FBI agents or the special counsel could be in trouble. He's clearly upset about the idea that a sitting U.S. senator's privacy might have been violated. Then, he shifts gears completely and brings up Jeffrey Epstein and a wild interview with Howard Lutnick, who called Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever. Blackburn asks Bondi if she's looked into Lutnick's claims or interviewed him. She says no, but that if Lutnick wants to talk to the FBI, that's up to them. The whole exchange is about government accountability, who authorized what, and whether privacy and legal process were respected. It's also about how much transparency the Justice Department is willing to offer. and whether top officials like Attorney General Garland or FBI Director Wray were even aware of what happened. Okay, wow, that was tense. You can literally feel Senator Blackburn's frustration. He's saying what a lot of people are thinking. If you're going to go after sitting U.S. Senators' phone records, someone better have a good reason. And Pam Bondi? She handled it like a pro. Calm, cool, and refusing to slip up legally. You can tell she's walking on eggshells here. That buy some testicles on Amazon line? That was, memorable. Blackburn really went there. Humor mixed with fire. You could tell he's mad but trying to make a point about courage and accountability. Then switching to the Epstein topic out of nowhere. That caught me off guard. Like, whoa, plot twist. It's interesting, though. Lotnick calling Epstein a blackmailer opens a whole other can of worms about power, corruption, and influence. Overall, this hearing had everything: political tension, legal debate, and even a touch of dark humor. You can tell the senators aren't letting this slide quietly. If there's one big takeaway here, it's this: transparency matters, even for the most powerful people. When the justice system investigates anyone, especially elected officials, the process has to be handled with absolute care. And for us regular citizens, it's a reminder that privacy is fragile. If it can happen to a senator, it can happen to anyone. So stay aware, stay informed, and always question how your data and rights are being handled. Because accountability isn't just for DC, it's for everyone. All right, guys, that's my breakdown of this heated hearing. What did you think of Senator Blackburn's questioning? Was he right to press so hard? Or was Pam Bondi doing what any attorney general should do? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button, subscribe to my shock filer, and turn on notifications so you don't miss me. The next breakdown of major political showdowns. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.